1, 2, 3, funk it.
Hello, so this is going to be a video about how we found out we were a system ourselves and how you can find out. First off, I'd like to say that I'm not a professional, so I obviously cannot diagnose you, and this is all done from personal research and my own personal experiences. So first I would like to start with what the DSM-5 says you need, which is just the basics. So it says you need 2 or more distinct personality states. It says you need a disruption of sense of self, which would be related to your behaviour, your consciousness, your memory, your perception, your cognition, and or sensory motor function. Which, if we go into more detail, it's acting like you're not yourself. Have moments where you don't feel like you're fully conscious, so you may feel that someone's taken over your body, and you may be seeing things from behind the eyes instead of feeling like you're in control. Then there's recurring gaps in memory of everyday events, personal info, and or traumatic events. So you may not remember your childhood due to trauma. You may not remember general information you should know about yourself, like your name, your age, and things like that. You may also have people come over to you and tell you that you've done things and you don't recall doing that at all. You may look at photos of yourself and not feel like that person is you. Or looking in the mirror and not recognising that person as yourself. And finally, with a disturbance that isn't normally part of a broad accepted culture or practice. For example, not just pretending to be another person, but truly feeling like you are another person. Like, it wouldn't be an imaginary friend or a character that you're acting out. Hi, this is the editor here, and I just wanted to state that the difference between imaginary friends and identities is imaginary friends have less distinct of a personality and obviously cannot take control of the body. However, with plurality, the identities have more of a distinct personality that's completely different, or at least broadly different, from the child, and also obviously can take control of the body, can control what the person is doing. And for example, a child may say, oh yeah, the imaginary friend made me do this. However, usually an imaginary friend would not make you do something like that. And also that your symptoms aren't due to substances or medical conditions. Hi, this is the editor again, and I would like to say with medical conditions, it's along the lines of BPD, bipolar, schizophrenia and things like that, which can make you act like a different person, but you know that you're not actually a different person. And for example, with schizophrenia, there'll be like hallucinations and things like that. And with BPD and bipolar, that's based on your emotions. Also, there's the fact that you can have all of these, or at least most of them. For example, you could have BPD, schizophrenia, and also be plural. Anyway, so once again, back to the main video. I just wanted to state those few things. Some examples for distinct personalities is you may like something one day, and you may completely hate it the next. You may not know people that come over to you and say that they do know you, for example, close friends or family. And you may be acting completely different one day and then another the next, which isn't generally caused by just different emotions. And then going into how we found out ourselves. We started off thinking that we were just imaginary friends until we went over to our real friends and started talking about them and realised that it wasn't the same way that they had their imaginary friends. We then began to realise that the imaginary friends were able to take control of the body, and they would tell us things that didn't feel like it was normal. For example, they would tell us to do things, or they would tell us about things and events and things like that. When we were told it wasn't normal by therapists, we started believing that it was hallucinations. However, we realised that they were acting completely different to how our general hallucinations were acting. So we decided to do some more research and came across a channel called Associated, which I will put the link in the description of their channel. We watched a lot of their videos and related to pretty much most of them. And then we decided to ask one of the main imaginary friends, called Xavier, of if that's something on those lines of what we had, and they ended up telling us that it was for us to figure out. The fact that they ended up talking back to us, like how it was told that they would talk back to us, made us realise that it possibly was. We since have been talking to therapists about it, and obviously we can't have a diagnosis yet because we're not 18, but they have told us that it is possibly what we have. So that's just a brief summary of it. And like I said, I would like to state that we are not professional, and if you can, please talk to a professional about this if you relate to any of this, and do as much of your own research as possible, as it may be something completely different. I would also do research with someone trusted me in case you come across other things that you're not yet ready to discover. And I think that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching.